Hello, and welcome to another delightful episode of
the Movie Men Podcast.
Yeah. I am sucking back at Tim Hortons coffee right now.
Nice.
If
Product
there was
placement.
any question that, well, I mean, they're our new sponsor.
Oh, what? Whoa.
We're not sponsored by Tim Hortons, but Tim Hortons, if you're listening, we would love for you to sponsor us.
Yeah, we're not proud. We'll take anything.
Before we go any further, I've got a hot take.
Oh, whoa.
I got some, and not even connected to the movie, just something that's rolling around in the hamster wheel that is my brain.
Please, let it go.
Public showers. like when you go to the pool,
Mm.
the change room will have a public shower.
Sure. Yeah, I'm familiar.
And the public shower has those you push the button and the water comes on.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I think they're called water savers. And
okay.
And I think the angle that most people present is that it's like save the planet.
Sure. Yeah.
When in reality, I think more often than not, it's actually just like waste less. Water costs the business money.
Right.
Jackasses leave the water running.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
someone showering,
idea,
they leave the tap on and they just peace.
And they just walk away. Yeah. They pee and then they walk away.
Yeah. I meant they peace out, but yeah, they do pee. Yeah.
No, I'm saying both. No,
okay,
I agree.
I see. Yeah.
They urinate and then they leave. But here's the thing.
Okay.
Why? So you press the button, and whenever you press the button, or whenever you shower, you end up pressing this button like 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah.
In order to get your whole shower in, so it's annoying.
Yeah.
But why is it that the first time you press the button, the water runs for 45 seconds?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then the second time you press the button, it runs for 8 seconds. And then the third time you press the button, it runs for 1.5 minutes. And then the fourth time you press the button, it runs for 25 seconds. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
That this isn't a consistent set amount of time.
Yeah.
That this fluctuates.
Mm-hmm.
And so the other day while I was showering, pressing this button over and over.
Sure.
I was thinking to myself,
yep. What were you thinking?
I have a better design.
Okay.
Why? Some sort of sensor thing.
Sure.
Because here's the thing. Having the button there, having it shut off, and then me having to push that's not making my shower shorter. That's not making me go, I'm going to not shower as long. No, it's just making me push the button over and over and over.
You're not going to stop with like soap in your eyes and be like, I'm not going to push it again. I'll save some water.
Right.
Yeah.
So my thoughts are, you know how you can get those, there's like the sensors for vehicles that go underneath the pavement.
Sure.
So that, whether it's for a traffic light or if you're going through an automated gate, then the gate knows, okay, the vehicle's all the way through, and then it closes, so it never, the arm never comes down on your vehicle.
Sure.
Well, there must be something like that can go under the tile floor of these showers. So, why not have me walk up, I'll push the button once, and then the shower, the sensor under the shower will know when my fat ass has left the shower, as opposed to just shutting off over and over and over and over.
Counterpoint to this. What about, because there are those showers that instead of a push button, it's literally a sensor, like a motion sensor. Would that appease? Would that suffice?
I don't know if I've ever showered. I know that like the washroom, like the sink faucet, I know that's like the motion. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah. I can't remember where it was. If it was like my high school gym shower or if it was just like a random pool I was at, but I feel like I've seen that for sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of high school gyms and stuff, You remember those when a high school there'd be that one washroom in the school that hadn't updated, and the sink was like this weird circular trough
No.
with like a foot pedal that you would like
Oh.
a thing, and then it was just like this big circular cauldron with a fountain in the middle of it.
By a big trough, like you mean like it's like 3 or 4 feet.
Oh yeah,
big. Like it's big.
yeah.
I've
It's
been to
this
like
circular
sporting
thing
events
Okay.
with this. Yeah, for sure. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I don't. Why was that a design? Like,
Well, welcome to the show.
yeah, this is a show about
Film.
movies, films.
Movies, yeah.
We are the film friends.
The film, the film fanatic.
That was never. We thought of a lot of different names,
Mm.
and the film friends. I mean, we weren't really. We were great acquaintances.
Yeah,
at best when we
for
started
sure.
the show. So I guess
Yeah.
film friends seemed ambitious.
It seemed like a little awkward because no one wanted to say I don't think it applies, but like we were all thinking it, and
right.
it just
The movie,
Yeah,
the movie men felt kind of generic.
yeah it did. Yeah.
But the other two options were, the only other two that I felt like held any real weight
Yep.
were blockbusters and busts.
Shout out to Ben Sumner for sure.
Yeah. But then there was a concern that people would think that we were just doing films about braziers.
For sure.
And
Which
so
we're not.
We kind of, not usually, no. And so we kind of moved past that. And the other one was This Is Not the Podcast You're Looking For, which was a Star Wars. That's a mouthful.
It is. It
You
is.
know, it doesn't fit nicely on a hat,
No, it doesn't.
right? And then people would read it on a hat and they'd be like, well, it's not a podcast, it's a hat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. But
But we continue our journey back in time. So we're going year by year back in time, and we continue to have our votes where the audience tells us which movie to review. And this episode is the year of 2013.
you said back in time, and now I just have Huey Lewis in the news stuck in my head.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if I seem a little less present over the next
That's completely
20
understandable.
minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, so the film that came out ahead was the 2013 The Great Gatsby.
Yeah, so if you're new, I'm Brady.
Mm-hmm. And I'm Pete.
Yes, and we review films, and we have you, usually 9 times out of 10, you guys vote on the films, which you can do by checking out all of the social media links posted down below. You want to get yourself all over those, like gravy on some taters, because that's your way. That's your way to vote and to control us and to we're just little rats in your maze, and you voting on the films is the way that you get to decide where the cheese is located.
Yeah, for sure.
In this maze. So you want to do that. You also want to support us on Patreon for 2 reasons. One, we are super, super, super broke and, struggling artists. We're in the process of updating our gear.
We're taking it from the metaphorical, like, old communal trough of the bathroom, and we're updating it to like a sensor where it's like really efficient with water, and like it shoots out just a bit of soap that you need, and you don't have to touch anything. That metaphorically, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and it's we've been talking about how much it's going to cost us, and it's at our current annual Patreon support level, it's like 4 years of support.
Yeah.
So, there's big upgrades coming. And so supporting us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which is like 1/100th of a cup of Starbucks coffee, is a big help to us. Also, if you support us for at least $3 a month, all of that voting that I was just talking about, you get more votes than everybody else. Your voting power becomes thrice, and sometimes 5 I don't know. That's not the... Your voting can be worth either 3 times or 5 times the votes that it used to be worth.
Mm-hmm.
So
check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby. Let's see. I think I actually have 2 questions for you this week.
good Lord, that is a 100% increase over last week. That's a lot of improvement.
I hope
you've doubled the trivia.
Yeah. Now, before I ask you 2 questions, the one thing that is not worthy of a trivia question, but I do want to share as a trivia tidbit to our listeners, is in this film, if you've seen it, this won't come as a surprise. The phrase "old sport" is said a total of 55 times during this film. 51 of those 55 times is by Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's a good piece of information there, old sport.
So 2 things. 1, yeah, it totally is a good piece of information. 2, I see what you did there.
There are times can I say it? There are times in this film where him saying "old sport" gets annoying. There are times where it's like he just used it 4 times in this one sentence. Yes. Well, old sport, that's a good idea, old sport.
Did I mention old sport?
Way to go, old sport.
Yeah,
I'm headed up to my room now, old sport. And it's like, okay, shut up.
Like, as a drinking game, this would be a massacre, I'm sure.
Oh, are you freaking kidding me? You'd be, you would be Leonardo DiCaprio in this film. Could turn you into Leonardo DiCaprio trying to get into his Lamborghini in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Right. Which came out the same year.
You'd be on the floor drooling into your tequila shot glass, going, "No more. Stop saying it."
which coincidentally, Wolf of Wall Street came out in 2013, and Scorsese initially looked at doing The Great Gatsby, but just some technical things didn't work out from a studio support issue. But yeah, that would totally happen with that volume of old sports. And
Martin Scorsese was too busy forming his negative opinions about comic book movies at the time.
What?
You don't know about this?
No.
Like a year ago, or not even 6 months ago, Martin Scorsese came out and he said all sorts of things about. He was referring to the MCU, and he was like, I don't watch those films because they're not. It's not actual cinema.
So he was and there was shade.
All kinds of and there was all kinds of backlash, and the thing that everyone took away from it was like, I'm sorry, you're throwing shame on films that you just said you don't even watch. Like, come on, Marty.
Right. Well, okay, so I've got 2 questions for you, 2 actual questions that I'm going to ask you to challenge your film knowledge.
Actual questions are my favorite kind of questions.
So, the first is, this isn't the first crossing of paths for director Baz Luhrmann and actor Leonardo DiCaprio. Can you, Brady, name the first project they worked together in?
No. I mean, I could take a guess. Are there options?
Well,
if I'm being completely honest, if the question is, have you got any clue what other film they worked on together? My answer is hell to the no.
Sure.
I just flat out don't know.
So my plan was to not give you options. I could give you a couple options if you like.
Okay. All right.
But if you get it right, it's only half points though.
Can you make 3 of the options Titanic? And then just make the 4th one something different.
All right. So the first option is Titanic. The second option is The Basketball Diaries. The third option,
I don't even know if that's a real thing or if that's what? That's a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
The third option is Blood Diamond. And the fourth option is Romeo and Juliet.
So Romeo and Juliet was the only other one that popped into my head.
Okay.
That and What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
So
I'm gonna go with Romeo and Juliet because it's the only one of those options that,
Perfect.
I mean, obviously it's not Titanic.
Well,
And-
you don't know that.
He could have been a ghost director.
Yeah.
And I think like at least one of those, I think you just freaking made up. Like, I don't think the Basketball Diaries is something. If the Basketball Diaries is an actual film that Leonardo DiCaprio is in, then I am all of a sudden questioning your ability to appreciate him as an actor based on, like, yeah,
why?
I don't know. Anyways,
What?
Because what a stupid movie to be in. The Basketball Diaries. It's
Hey.
like the Princess Diaries, except there's more sweat and jock straps.
Hey, that's exactly what was missing out of Princess Bride.
Do basketball players wear jock straps? It's not really one of those sports.
Don't think so, but I
No.
don't know.
I mean, you could. Like,
Well,
if you
it's
wanted
not-
extra support.
it's not illegal. It's not like
No.
steroids or something.
Right.
Okay, so let's walk this
I'm
through.
going with Romeo and Juliet.
Perfect. So it was not Titanic. It was not The Basketball Diaries, which is a Leonardo DiCaprio film from 1995.
Good Lord.
It is not Blood Diamond, which have you not heard of Blood Diamond?
No. It sounds
What?
like a 007 film.
No, it's such an iconic Leonardo DiCaprio film for sure.
Ladies
Big
and gentlemen,
time.
I am making a prediction about which film Pete is going to recommend to me next week.
Honestly, no joke.
I think
right?
it might be Blood Diamond.
It might be. Or I might just take a dip and see what the Basketball Diaries has to show.
Oh,
But we'll
don't
see.
do it.
Yeah, you got it right. It is Romeo and Juliet.
Nice. I've only seen that movie once.
Oh, cool.
They showed it to us in school. Like, it was one of those
Yeah.
exciting days where
Right.
where the AV cart. You got back from recess and there was a TV and you're like,
it
oh,
wheels it in.
friggin'
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this period, this like fourth period or whatever period it is of the day, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
No matter
Which, thinking back, like, we were probably in grade 6 or something.
That
That's
seems
not
a bit young.
film you show grade 6 students.
No. Yeah.
Like, there's
that's-
guns and stuff. All I remember from the movie is a scene at a gas station. That's all I remember.
Yeah. Well,
Like
there's
a
a
shootout
particular
at a gas station.
There's a particular scene at the end, if anyone's familiar with Romeo and Juliet, that I don't think it's applicable for grade sixers, but
No, well, they might have cut it off, or it might have been one of those where like then she ejected the VHS and it was like, and then they lived happily ever after.
right, the recess
All right,
bell
children,
rang.
enjoy your summers.
Yeah, just like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. It must have been an end of the year, like the last week of school, where it's like I
do
have
I ever.
literally run out of shit to teach these children. The last 3 days, you might as well not even come because we're just gonna eat jelly beans and do word searches.
Sure, and clean out lockers.
Yeah, because I can't think of any other, like, especially when you're in grade 6, because I can't think of any other reason, any educational reason why they're like, and now we're going to show you this modern telling of Romeo and Juliet. But
Yeah, so the next question, the final question, is can you name 2 characters that were in this film, The Great Gatsby, who were also in a film, Star Wars Attack of the Clones?
2 characters or 2 actors?
You can give me either. In case you didn't know the actor's name, you could just say, "Oh, it was Broom Sweep number 3 from The Great Gatsby."
I'm thinking is like some weird universe crossover where it's like, oh yeah, when Commander Cody of the 501st walks up to Daisy Buchanan and is like, General, the droids seem to be, and she's like, oh well, I don't know. My husband Tom is a douchebag, right? Like I was like, I don't know what that means,
right,
but okay.
yeah.
The Clone Wars, like the animated series.
Sorry, no, the film episode
Attack
2,
of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah.
Okay.
2 actors were in both of those films, Great Gatsby and Attack of the Clones.
Okay, I'm going to go with the guy that plays Tom Buchanan.
That's one. So he plays Owen Lars, Joel Edgerton.
Holy shit, he does. He plays the younger...
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Uncle Owen.
Oh, I like him in Star Wars.
Yes, for sure.
The only other person who I know in this film is Jason Clarke, but I don't think... Jason Clarke's not in Attack of the Clones. Jason Clarke is the guy who plays the mechanic.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the woman who played what was her name? The black-haired woman.
Oh,
the one that
Jordan Baker, the golfer.
Yeah, Jordan. Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna go with Jordan.
Cool. It's not her. For those keeping track at score at home, it's not Sean Connery for any particular reason.
Son of a bitch.
It's actually the person in Attack of the Clones who portrayed Klieg Lars, Owen Lars's father.
Oh wait,
and
whoa. Hang on,
Yes.
let me think now.
Yeah.
Sorry, now I've got like Great Gatsby accents. Let me think now. Let me
listen here, old sport. Let me think about
those. Let me think, old sport. It's 1920 accents. No one could really pinpoint because it's not really a New York accent. It's just
listen here, you
accent
drugstore cowboy. Let's go.
Yeah. Let me think here. See.
Listen, I'm just gonna tell you who it is.
Yeah, who is it?
It's the doctor. It's Tobey Maguire's doctor. Dr. Walter Perkins played Owen Lars's father, the one-legged.
Cleat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shmee's my wife. Yeah, that guy.
Went out looking for her, and the Sand People took my leg.
Yeah, I bought your mother. Yeah, that guy. But like, okay, so that's interesting. Like, that's a very different. I probably could have watched these two movies one after another. And have not picked up on that.
Oh, I've seen both films dozens of times, and I didn't notice this till I knew this. I knew the Owen Lars part, but I didn't know the father. This
is
Senior.
For me. This is up there with David Bowie playing Tesla in Prestige.
Right.
I could watch it like 100 times. And now I don't know. The only other like acting that I'd seen David Bowie do was in Labyrinth. And that's a totally different role.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I would have watched it 100 times and would have been, really? This is the Space Oddity guy? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Those were my two questions.
Those are the two questions. So
that was good, man.
Thank you.
Pat yourself on the back.
Hey. There you go.
That was aggressive. I don't know if that came through. I don't know if that'll come through on your mic.
But you heard
that was like, Yeah,
my rotator cuff is feeling that for sure.
Yeah.
So how do you want to get into this? Because
I don't. But I. But I mean, it's the meat and potatoes of the episode, so I feel like no, I do. Let me just start by saying,
sure,
I wasn't interested in of our four options.
Yep.
Optionos. We had The Conjuring.
Yes.
Which that was the one I wanted to watch. I haven't seen it, but I do know that it's like I hear about it a lot. It's a horror film that is I don't know if monumental. Monumental's not the word I'm looking for, but it's one that people. It's a horror film that people hold in high regard.
For sure.
And horror makes you kind of squeamish. And so for me, that was going to be kind of fun. So I was disappointed that didn't win.
And to be honest, and even with The Conjuring, there was a small part of me that wanted it to win because I was kind of wanting to do that for sure.
Because it's fun to be scared sometimes. I don't even remember what the other two options are. To hell with them.
I don't even. Yeah.
And one of them was even mine. And I don't. Prisoners? Was that this past?
No, I thought that was 14.
I don't even know. I don't even know what they were. But I didn't want this one to win.
Yep.
Didn't care.
Sure.
Couldn't care less.
Sure. I think it was Gravity and Prisoners, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Prisoners.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
If you're going to correct me, don't correct me wrong, sir.
Oh, actually, it was Gone with the Wind. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that one might have been in the wrong category.
Yeah.
So I wasn't interested in watching it. Then I put it on, and I was like, ooh, This is interesting.
And just to pause you here, I was aware, I knew this wasn't your favorite of the four to watch. What came as a surprise to me that you had not seen it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like the reason you saw this film, the reason why I knew you had seen this film,
sure,
is that
why?
Is that Leonardo DiCaprio is the heroin needle that is eternally hanging out of your vein.
I mean,
like,
you're not wrong.
I could see you in Al. Like, you're the guy that would be like returning shopping carts to get the quarter so that you could save up to rent a Leo movie. Like, you're just so excited about Leo.
I mean, Leo. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong in general. But I have my limits. Like, as we went through the trivia, like there's films like Basketball Diaries that I have not seen that have him in it just because I have no interest in, for sure.
Right. Well, but even Leo hasn't watched Basketball Diaries.
It's probably true.
There was like a 3-week period where Leo was doing some hardcore cocaine and agreed to do this stupid basketball film.
No, that was in his youth. That was like before Titanic. I don't think he was that crazy back then.
Teenagers do cocaine. Anyways,
yeah.
So then I started watching it. And was enjoying the shit out of it. I was like, this is really interesting.
Thank you.
The modern music caught me off, like was jarring at first, sort of this like modern hip hop rap kind of thing. Yep. Caught me off guard.
Very, very modern infused. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was very jarring the first time, maybe first 2 times I heard it. And then after that, I kind of embraced it as an artistic thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And there was a lot of mystery, and there was a lot of, not that it's a mystery movie, but the plot and the way the plot unfolds is very mysterious.
Oh, yeah.
And then at about the 2/3 mark, I stopped caring, and I felt like the first 3/4 of the film was a brilliant setup.
Sure.
For a payoff that fell flat and didn't make a lot of sense to me, and just left a lot of things unexplained and undealt with and it just, it was like, we're going left with this movie. We're going left with this movie. We're going left with this movie. And in the last second, oh shit, let's go right. And then it was like, okay, but what about all this left that we were doing? That's a terrible analogy. But do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I understand what the analogy, for sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
I don't expect you to agree, but we'll talk about that.
We'll
talk about the ways that I felt like, like the payoff did me wrong.
Right. And I think this will be an interesting conversation because this didn't make my top 10, and it still does not. But it definitely was an honorable mention, and it still is. And I feel like there's some components. It's at times when I was kind of gathering my thoughts for this, in some ways this almost feels like my Titanic. And I don't mean that literally, because I know Titanic you hold very near. Like, I think, was that not your number 1 film?
It is.
In your top 10?
It is so close to my heart.
Yeah.
That it's if I had a nipple ring that was a movie, it would be Titanic.
So I'm not saying Great Gatsby's there for me, but there were some moments when I was making some thoughts where I was reminded of the stance you took with Titanic, and I was like, okay, I can relate to a little bit with how you felt with some things. And
cool.
I'm not going nearly that strong with The Great Gatsby. It has its flaws, and it's still not in my top 10, but
okay.
I do feel very strongly about this.
Hit me, baby.
One more time. Okay, so just generally,
I don't want to say one more time. Kind of sounds like one last time, and like,
So I'm a very different stance than you in that I absolutely adore this film. I enjoy every facet of it. To me, I think it's superbly done in every facet. Just whether it's the character elements of just what we see in a personal tragedy, the concept of hope and virtue in Gatsby contrasting with hollow individuals that he's around, and just such a profound way of bringing a period piece alive to a modern audience, and just essentially it does such justice to the underlying story. So I've got it basically in three categories of why I think what I like about this film,
Sure. Gadgets, villain,
Bond girl,
and Bond girl.
Bond girl. So the three things. So the first, just this film's success in my mind is a standalone story being told. That would be the first. The second, this film's success is bringing a classic novel to life. So F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote the original book in 1925, I think. 5 or 6, somewhere there.
25. Many would say the greatest novel ever written.
The greatest American novel, I would think.
Right. Wow. America. Like what else is there? You know.
And then the third component, and this might get in some interesting stuff because regardless of whether you agree with it or not, I know your topic on this point, or your stance on this point. The third thing is this film's success as a remake.
Sure.
So just getting right into it, this film's success is a standalone story being told. I remember the first time I saw this in theaters, and it just caught my attention. And when I watched it again the other night, to me, it was just so good. And kind of like you said with Titanic, or maybe you didn't say this, but you kind of implied this, and maybe I could be wrong. If so, you will correct me. But when I finished watching Gatsby, if I had the time and if the film was playing on a loop, I'd sometimes, not always, but I'd sometimes consider just watching it over again, just to soak in everything that I missed from the previous viewing. I truly think this is a masterpiece by Baz Luhrmann. I truly do.
Yeah, I said that about what the Titanic remark was. Mm-hmm. We had finished watching it. It's like a 2 hours and 45 minutes, or 3 hours.
It's not short.
And something.
Yeah.
And Titanic ended, and I woke up that morning, the next morning, and I thought to myself, I could watch it again tonight.
Yes. That's honestly the exact same feeling I had when I watched Great Gatsby. Quite honestly.
Okay.
But that aside, that's very personal. The thing that I think as a standalone film, if you were just marking it on that merit, it's a commentary not only on just wild frivolity, but the underlying ambitions of our actors, or in this case, the characters, what past we're trying to recreate, and just the symbolism of that green light and everything it just represents. Gatsby continuously reaching for it. And as Daisy said, the bright, precious things fade so fast, and they don't come back. So little shout out, and you referenced this, like you weren't surprised I had seen this film. You just weren't. And right. For Leonardo DiCaprio reasons. So this is a little bit of a Toy Box philosopher shout out, where in the voting, he said, Pete, does Leo being in a film automatically make it good? And so on the topic of a film being a standalone film, listen, there's no state secrets. I love me a Leo film. But the only thing that makes a Leonardo DiCaprio film even better is when Tobey Maguire joins that film. And
I had no idea he was in this going into it. That was a shock. That was a pleasant surprise for me.
As a little side note, like they're actually homies in real life. Like when Baz was kind of projecting or not promoting, but kind of in the early stages of, will this film get some wind in its sails? Will it be a thing? And he got on the phone with Leo, and Leo got on the phone with Toby, and like they all just had like dinner in New York and like spent a weekend together, just like hashing it out, just concepts. And I just love that Leo and Toby are like homies. It's just something about it. But Tobey Maguire,
that makes sense, because a little known fact is in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
I don't know where you're going with this.
No. In the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies,
yeah,
the guy who was in the suit doing stunts was Leo's stunt double. Was
Oh, really?
Leonardo? No, I just made that up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was just that's BS.
That ever going. But my point of that is Tobey Maguire's role and just his ability as an actor, it just needs to be acknowledged. But just for me, as a standalone film, just kind of on the topic of having to rewatch this film, like I could rewatch it the next day. There are so many scenes and so many sequences that to me are just so rich and captivating. Like I literally need to rewatch them and to just soak up every ounce of precious liquid. Like the scene where the Valley of the Ashes, Gatsby's parties, the introduction of Gatsby to Nick, the origins of where Gatsby really came from, and just horrifyingly, like at the end where Nick gives his account of New York and how it's haunted for him after Gatsby's dead, and we see his haunting memories. But that, in a nutshell, that's my first point. Just this film, to me, is by itself, even if it's not taking into the account that it's based on a book or it's a remake, just as a standalone film, love it. Absolutely love it.
So my takeaway from all of that, or the thing that I have to offer for all of that, I would watch it again tonight.
Okay.
I would watch it again. Okay. Partially because I have so many nitpicking things about it. Okay. That I wonder if a second viewing would clear that up for me.
Potentially. Like, is there anything major that I could, like, you want to bring up, or like?
I'm wondering, when I point some of them out, I'm wondering, because I mean, you see a lot of layers and a lot of imagery and symbolism in this movie, and so I'm wondering if there's a couple of things that I'll say. So why? And then you'll say, "Oh, well, actually, let me tell you, old sport. It's
old sport.
It's it's because of this, that, and the other thing, and this is what that means, and
right, yeah, okay, fair enough. You okay if I go to my next point?
Wait, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, as we both kind of said, this film is obviously based on a novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and so that's my second point, that this film just successfully brings a classic novel to life. So I remember, and again, when I first saw this film, when I watched it the other night, the opening credits, just in the 1920s-ish-esque fashion with a varied riff on the Gatsby theme, starts playing, and just the film just hooks hold of me, and it hooked me on the big screen, still hooks me now, and just all these small little elements and moments like this that don't necessarily have to do with the actual story, but they add a breath of life to the filmed version of the story, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. This story, I've only read the book once, so I'm not familiar with the book that much. I read it after I watched the film, so my memory of it is quite vague and not specific. But what I do know is that the story in the book itself is mainly internalized from the memory of Nick Carraway. And so that could be difficult to bring as a film, or to portray as a film.
Which is a beef I have with the story, but we'll talk about that.
Sure. Well, what some might consider a beef, and this might not be what you consider a beef, but what I enjoy is this unique kind of narration that they use to kind of solve this problem of how they're going to tell this inner narration story. And they use kind of a modified form of letter narration. And I specifically love just the unique visualization of the written word or the typed letter on the screen kind of leading into different scenes. I loved it. It tapped right into me. I appreciated it very much. But this film, its strength comes from the underlying story, obviously, by the author. And there's just so many smooth monologues that are just rich. And the film, I love how it brings to life just various scenes from the book, various moments from the book, whether it's Nick feeling and the concept of feeling within and without when he's in the New York apartment. He's enchanted and repelled. The Gatsby's parties, again, the green light, just the ending monologue with Nick kind of just, we're rowing against the current, trying to repeat the past. Just all these all these staple kind of elements that really make the book an American classic and what some people argue to be the best American book of all time. It is so brought to life so well. And I didn't have a horse. I didn't have a horse in this race. I wasn't a fan of the book going into this. This film exposed me to the story and it captured me. And I feel like that deserves a bit of credit, I would say. Right? It's not like I'm an English major and I have debates as a profession that why this book is good and the film was just kind of passable. The film hooked me in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right in the cheek.
Right in the cheek. One thing that I find fascinating, and this is kind of, I don't know, it's just the whole underlying story by Fitzgerald. And I find it almost prophetic sometimes, right? Because the whole commentary of the story is just like the hollowness, but also like the financial frivolity. And like it's set in the 20s, the roaring 20s. It was published in 25, I think.
Yeah.
And I just find it's almost prophetic that it was published literally mere like a couple years before the Great Depression. Something about that just resonates with me. It's very interesting.
Right. Well, because the story talks about, stocks are higher than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's booming. But yeah, there's so many elements from the book that I love how it's brought to life. So to me, bringing a classical novel to life is another success of this film.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, and
right.
this is, I think, well, it'll be interesting to see what people think. But we did a poll, and I'm going to say this film's success as a remake is a feather in its cap. So we did do a poll where the majority of people, the question was, do you like films being remade? Yes or no. Very simple, very straightforward. And it was close, but it was definitely more leaning in the direction of no, just leave things alone, instead of yes, I like new content. More people were saying no. There were some people saying it obviously depends, but it leaned towards no. And I truly, and I know where you stand on this, and I'll have you reiterate your opinion on this, but for me...
try to stop me.
For me, if I was at all on the fence, which I don't think I am, your point has convinced me, but if I was all at all on the fence, The Great Gatsby is an example of a remake, is the home run convincer to me.
Which is like the fifth time it's been remade too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe even more, depending on how you define it. But anyway, is a remake, the cinematography, the soundtrack, the storytelling abilities, they're all reflective of our modern time. So it's the same story, or very similar, but it's updated in its values, in its settings, and depending on some aspects, maybe even worldview. And so it just resonates with so much more power. And so I said this before, like I was not a fan of the book prior to watching the 2013 film. So I wasn't biased going into it, but so many films based on the story of Gatsby. And I did a Wikipedia search. There were like, loosely, you could extend it to about 8 or 9 different films, but directly there was about 4 true Great Gatsby films that were made. And none are that great. I've not seen them, but I've seen one. And it's the one with Paul Rudd as Nick Carraway. And even my love for Paul Rudd wasn't enough to me to say this was passable. There's been 4 direct renditions of The Great Gatsby, and none were good. The Fitzgeralds themselves were alive for only the first one. And they literally left partway through it. They said it was complete trash. The rendition of the 2013 with Leonardo, their only living heir thought this version was actually good, and it did justice to the novel. But as far as remakes go, my case in point for a remake, just how much the 2013 version shook my world. And it so brilliantly captured my attention about Fitzgerald's story, and it brought it to life. When I watch the trailers for any of the other versions, And everyone talks about the 74 Robert Redford. You can't beat it. It's the gold standard. I have it tattooed on my back. I would never watch that film. Like, it looked dry as sawdust. And just what Baz was able to do with this film, he just presents it in a way that just has modernism and relevance. I just think he effectively presents a window into history. And he does it in a way that the audience is able to palpate. So if we were watching this and we watched Tobey Maguire do the Charleston for 2 hours, I would have shut this off because I wouldn't have understood the significance of actual true 1920s pop culture. But just everything with a degree of some grounding in 1920s, but a fusion of modernism so that we can understand and appreciate this. Like, I think that's what this film does so masterfully. And you touched on that with the soundtracks. But, you know, this film had 2 different soundtracks. The one, I think, is the masterful orchestral score, which just, for me, ignites emotional responses. But the hip-hop infused themes and soundtracks, that just makes me understand Gatsby's parties were pretty dope. Like, they were, like, I would want to go.
Oh, yeah, they looked incredible.
Yeah, and like I said, if Tobey Maguire was doing the Charleston to like a rinky-dink band, and if it was truly 1920s authentic to the bone, I'd probably be like, wow, this film should probably be a 45-minute YouTube video, or else I'm just going to walk out. Same with the costumes. Everything was done in a lens for us to appreciate, to understand. So the wardrobes aren't completely historically accurate. They're just not. But they're based on 1920s wardrobes, just with modern kind of rendition. So like a lot of the women's dresses they made with kind of like front cuts for a modern look, or the men's suits, they were cut in a way that, you know, the men had tighter fitting pants. So like all these different things were done in a way so that it's masterfully done, but it's also that we can just understand the significance. And so my point about remakes is this is a film that so needed a remake. And I don't totally mean it as a slight on the other films, but they're not socially relevant anymore. And if I had watched any of the previous films, I doubt I would have the same emotional ignition and significance to The Great Gatsby story. And I probably would have wanted to read the book. And I probably would have never made The Great Gatsby, any of them, the concept, voting option on our podcast. And I think it's a point in the camp for remakes is all I have to say. So this film's success as a remake, I think, is just another feather in its cap.
Cool.
Yeah. For those who haven't listened to our show, at least the first couple episodes, enlighten us on your take on remakes.
Okay. So 61% voted don't, like, knock it off with the remakes.
Right. Yeah.
And 39 said, nah, come on, man. Give me more. Give me more.
Hit me.
And I understand. I'm not surprised.
Sure.
I'm not surprised at the results, but I do roll my eyes at the results.
Sure.
Because what people don't seem to understand is a remake. Like, give me a film that is sort of a cliche untouchable film. What's a cliche untouchable film as far as a remake goes?
Sure. I don't know if it's cliche. I think it is, but I think a cliche don't ever touch this would be the original #1 Back to the Future.
Right. Exactly. So if they announce tomorrow, hey, we're going to remake Back to the Future.
Sure. Starring Sean Connery.
What people, yeah. Oh, God. What people don't seem to realize is that's a no-lose gamble.
Sure.
It's not, there's no gamble. There's no risk.
Right.
There's no, because they go, oh, they're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin Back to the Future. How? How? If the new one comes out and it's no good, then it's no good. Don't friggin' watch it. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Don't own it.
Right.
Don't rent it. Don't take it over to your grandmother's house and go, look, Grandma, remember James Bond? This is a flux capacitor, right? So don't
Yeah.
say any of that. Just go, oh, okay, well, I didn't like that one.
Sure.
If it comes out and it's amazing, then great. You've got another movie for your shelf that you enjoy.
Right. Yes. You've gained something.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
The original Back to the Future,
Mm-hmm.
nothing happens to it.
Right.
If the new one comes out and the new one's no good, nothing happens to your original Blu-ray or DVD or VHS or Laserdisc or whatever the hell you have Back to the Future on.
Reel-to-reel film.
Right. Nothing changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You lose nothing. If you're not interested, and it's not even like, well, now I'm out the money from having gone to go see it. If you think it's going to be that bad, don't even go see it. Who cares?
No. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't get it. Now,
And
Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite films.
And just to hold you up, I think I do get it, because I probably was more when we started this podcast. I probably was more in that camp of, no, don't touch it, you'll ruin it.
Sure.
But when you rationally just think about it, it's not tarnishing the image of a certain thing. Like it's two unrelated entities. If it sucks, it's on its own. No one will herald it as a masterpiece if it sucks. Just they're two separate things. And I think that rationalization is what won me over for sure.
Right. You're not a shareholder at the movie studio. If the film's no good, then screw it.
Yeah.
Like, and so Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite films.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like the series. I love all three. You got to watch them. The only way to watch them is in one sitting.
Sure.
And so if they announce tomorrow, hey, we're remaking Back to the Future, my reaction would be the same that it was with when they did the female cast Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Skeptical as hell.
Oh,
cautious,
Yep.
not giving it the benefit of the doubt, thinking
Cautiously
to myself, it's probably not going to... thinking to myself, it won't be as good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
sure.
not thinking, oh, I wish they wouldn't remake it. Why? If the argument was, well, they're gonna go back, and if the only way that we could own and enjoy movies, if we couldn't even own movies, if the only way we could watch and enjoy movies were by streaming them.
Yep.
And they announced tomorrow, well, we're gonna go back and change the movie, and the only version that you'll be able to watch is the new version. Then I understand 100%.
For sure.
Because then you could be like, different. They're going to wreck Back to the Future. They're going to
that
wreck...
That is literally, ruining.
Yeah, they're going to wreck... I can't even think of Wizard of Oz. Oh, they're going to wreck Sound of Music. Oh, they're going to wreck Mary Poppins.
Yep.
But if they announce tomorrow we're gonna remake Sound of Music, I'm intrigued. Do I think it will capture the magic of the original? Do I think I'll like it better than the original? No.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But
that doesn't affect me.
Give it a try.
That doesn't affect the movie that's on my shelf.
For sure.
Remake anything.
For sure.
Remake it twice. Remake it 3 times. Who cares? If you like it, great. If you don't like it, shut up and get off the internet. Like, anyways.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, but I want you. I can wrap it up I can tack it on to the end. I'm curious if there's anything you want to kind of hit on or touch on.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the things in the film that didn't work for me.
Yeah, I want to hear them, for sure.
Or things that I felt. So when the movie started out, I think the thing that I liked about it, do you remember I recommended a movie to you called Big Fish? And it was...
Fish, yeah.
It was the Ewan McGregor where he's like telling the tall tale of like the life that he lived. And it was... And some of it, you didn't know which was... It was a Tim Burton movie, and you didn't know which was real and which wasn't. And it was all kind of this... That's the vibe I was getting. Because it was a guy retelling a story, and there was this sort of almost unbelievable, larger than life, that he's in this castle, and there's these impossible parties that are happening, and there's and so that really dragged me in. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. This is really wonderful. And then I think a lot of that faded for me. I don't know if I enjoyed the romance. I don't know if I enjoyed the Gatsby and Daisy thing. Probably because it's just not what I was expecting. I think some of it was really funny. I think for T, when he shows up with all those flowers, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the shots in this film, artistically, the fact that, they'll be driving in the car and there's what I have to assume is intentionally bad green screen. That it's all done kind of, it's almost shot like a film would have been shot if they had green screen in the 1920s.
Right.
It's
pretty green screen heavy, for sure.
Yeah. And but the things that I would have changed. Sure. Number one, we don't ever find out, like a big question in this movie is, where does all the money come from? How is he making all of this money?
Oh, he's a bootlegger.
He's a bootlegger, but we never get to unpack more of that. Like he's talking about different cities, right? There's all these mysterious phone calls in different cities,
Chicago.
And this, that, and the other thing. Chicago, and it's a small, weak town. We don't need old sport. And I'm like, and we never unpack that enough for my.
Okay.
It just becomes kind of a distracting thing because it's something that's never. It doesn't. That plot line doesn't come to fruition for me.
So if I could restate what you're saying, and I think I'm getting what you're saying, it's such a big component of the mystery, like the money. Where did it come from? Yeah. And then it just kind of like skimmed over, like
we just kind of sweep it under the rug.
He's involved with organized crime. Okay, and moving
on. Next is the fact, like the movie starts out. And we really make a point. We really want people to know that Nick Carraway is an alcoholic. It's in his case file. It's we mention it like he's an alcoholic.
Yep.
And then throughout the film, and then he, there's I had only ever been drunk twice in my life, and the second time was that day, and then I had sex with strange women, and like all this, and like. Which always happens the second time you're drunk.
I guess.
And, but yeah, but then we see him throughout the movie and he's got like a drink in his hand. Like he'll be at Gatsby's party in the morning after the cleanup and he's like pouring himself some champagne or something. But then, but that's kind of the extent of it. Like there's no, like at the end, like who cares? All right, he's an alcoholic, but what difference did that make? There was no repercussion of that. There was no, we're not dealing with that as it never caught it. We never see him as an alcoholic being an issue.
I think most of the issues stemmed from the Gatsby fallout. Like I think his anxiety and his kind of loss of hope in society and mankind and his alcohol.
But so most of it has happened between our flashback timeline and our modern timeline. But in our modern timeline, we don't even, like, he's not that messed up. Like he's sad telling this story, but he's not like, he's not like, well, I lost everything because I drank my house and I did like.
I guess he's
friggin' living. Is he not living in the castle?
No, Toby?
Yeah.
No, he's in like
the office of
Yeah.
But still, who cares? Like he's got nice clothes on. Like clearly he's
I guess he's
made
having
out
all
right.
I guess he's having a good day. Maybe have people have like in recovery have good and bad days. He's having a good day.
Yeah. So that was kind of
okay. And by the way, I like this because I probably don't watch it with as much of a critical eye.
Sure.
Because I'm hooked on it. So it's cool to hear these things.
Something I would have changed. I would have gone because so the film ends and kind of the cool thing is like they reveal he's writing like these memoirs. He's writing the novel. He's writing The Great Gatsby.
Right. Yeah.
So a stupid, foolish error, in my opinion.
Sure.
was, or what I would have done differently, is I would have gone the whole movie without referring to Tobey Maguire's character by name until the end, where you reveal that his name is Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Right, that he, in fact, that this character is the author of the novel that you've just finished reading. And it would have been like this like crazy Inception kind of thing, that you're reading about the guy writing the novel that you're reading. Right? Like,
and then like when he puts the final title on it, Leo walks in the room with a spin top and puts it on a table, and then it starts wavering, and then the credits roll.
Yeah, exactly. And then everything at the end, like the last 20 minutes of the film, everything from where they've gone to town and he's trying to get Daisy to say she never loved him, like that whole confrontation, right up until the end, right up until, like the what was her name? Myrtle?
Myrtle?
Who's the one? Myrtle.
Myrtle,
who gets hit with the car, and then literally 2.5 minutes later, Gatsby's in a casket, and all of that just lost me. Like that's where I was like, okay, like there's this interesting progression. I don't know if I would have done the romance thing, but that's what they're doing, so I'm into it. And then the film was like, and then nothing goes his way and everybody dies. And I was like, okay.
That escalated quickly.
It just, but it's not even escalated. It's just like, and then flip the page, everybody died. Right? Like, and so to me, it was just like, nothing wrapped up. Nothing, like it was just very, and I guess that's an interesting angle that is maybe realistic. Like, sometimes people just die. Like, people rarely ever die at convenient times, old sport. Like, sometimes people just drop down dead. But I don't know. I and then like, so what happened to Daisy? Right? Like, I guess she went off and did the, but like Daisy's just have her license revoked. Like she never pays for these crimes. I guess, that was the thing, is that Gatsby died for the woman who did love him and he loved her, but she was afraid of his anger, which we only ever got to see once. Only once do we ever see him lash out. So it's not even like that's a plot line that was like building and building and building. He only has this violent lash out once. So I don't know. I was just like, I thought that this is my appraisal of the film.
Yeah.
They set up their golfing shot just perfect. Okay. They had a $20 golf tee, a $25 golf ball. There was no breeze. He had, the director had a $150 driver in his hand. Right. I don't even know, maybe more expensive, like a $300 driver in his hand.
Yeah.
Shoes. The shoes didn't even matter, but they were friggin' sponsored. They were Callaway shoes. And then he went to take his driving shot. Like, he's got everything perfectly set up. And then he realizes that he's holding the driver by the end that he's supposed to hit the golf ball with, and so it just kind of drops. He just kind of like taps it off of the tee, and it hits the ground, and maybe rolls backwards a little bit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he set everything up perfectly. The movie had. I was for the first three quarters, half of the film. Sure. I was edge of my seat, wanting to give me another piece of this puzzle. Let me know what happens next. Mm-hmm. And then, then the last couple of pieces got put in, and I was like, that's the picture? All right, okay.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It's interesting to hear what you're saying, and I get where you're coming from. And I think we're just different in our impressions of it, but
for sure.
It's definitely an interesting point. The only thing I would say just about the Daisy specific thing. I think it's less of like that she saw like an anger side of Gatsby. I think it's more just that he kind of broke his conduct as a gentleman, and it was the shallow hierarchical thing of, well, he's not really one of the social elite. He's just kind of masking as one, and he showed his true colors kind of thing. And then
broke his conduct as a gentleman. He's sleeping with a married woman. Gatsby is a douche nozzle. He's not a nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's some clear-cut things where they were doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing, but I also think Daisy and Tom, their marriage probably, I don't think was a healthy marriage either.
Oh, because he was banging other women as well.
He was pretty much like chasing anything that moved. So
he played an incredible asshole.
Dink.
Like he played,
would you? Oh, okay. So I've got two questions for
wait,
you.
Wait. I want to tell you this
continue.
first. No. Yeah.
And then
so
I'll wrap it up.
The movie started.
Okay.
And when we first see Tom,
yes,
we see him from behind. We don't see his face yet.
Okay.
But the first introduction of him is that he's kind of not a great. I can't remember why, but he's kind of right from the get go. You go, oh, this guy's
He has other affairs.
Yeah, we don't like this guy. And before we even see his face,
he was straight up on the phone with another woman.
Yeah, before we even see his face,
yeah,
we kind of get this impression. And I kid you not, I cannot make this up. There was a brief moment where I thought, that's James Marsden, isn't it?
I was gonna say.
There was a moment where I thought to myself, I bet you this guy is played by James Marsden, and it wasn't.
That's
but I think he
funny.
could have played it.
Who do you think would have played it better, James Marsden or
Sean Connery?
No. James Marsden
or the guy that played it,
Joel Edgerton.
I really liked his portrayal. I thought he did really well.
Fair enough. Okay, so I've got a question that I want to bounce off you. It's kind of a joking question, but it's kind of serious. There were some memes that came out around the time of 2013 when this film came out, and obviously this is another film after Titanic where DiCaprio is in a romantic drama that deals with issues of concerning class distinction, discouraged love based on social hierarchy, based on young love, very similar to Titanic. And there were some memes around the time that The Great Gatsby was actually like Jack had survived Titanic and that he came back a few years later, was able to build up his fortune, and then he was actually going for Rose at that time.
The timeline works.
The timeline, it adds up, okay? And listen, it's kind of farcical, but I'm actually kind of playing with the idea. Your thoughts, yes, no, Kate Winslet playing Daisy. Because there have been other times since Titanic that they have played opposite to each other.
Right. And they're good. They're really good friends in real life.
That is also very cool. That's just as cool as the Toby Leo thing. I was not aware of that.
In real life, hands down, in real life, I want them to be like lovers. I think if they were actually
please
romantically
do it
hooked on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
played
think
opposites
so. I think
to
she
each other
could have done
in
it.
Revolutionary Road.
Yeah, I think she could have played Daisy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I buy that performance, sure.
Yeah.
I buy that performance more than I buy James Marsden playing Buchanan.
Playing what?
Buchanan.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. My only last thought, and this just kind of came as a tangent of watching this film, with how this film, with either the previous renditions that I had 0% interest in, and then this film was just so captivating that it brought a very classical story to life, and it just embraced me in every possible way. I am curious.
This film embraced me in every way that a man can be embraced.
I was trying to think of the Titanic quote. But so this film, I went from zero knowledge or interest to I love it. A film that I already appreciate and enjoy is Citizen Kane. And if a film was remade as well as The Great Gatsby 2013 was, I would be fascinated to see a well-done Citizen Kane. I'm not saying it's not untouchable. Only do it if it's good, or don't even bother. Like I'm just saying I'm open to the experiment, but my innermost being would love a fantastic, just how the 2013 Great Gatsby did justice to the Great Gatsby. I would love to see a film that did justice as a remake of Citizen Kane.
And be honest, starring.
Yeah. I didn't get that far. I don't even know. I don't.
Really? You wouldn't put DiCaprio in there?
Oh, hell's yeah. Like,
yeah.
Obviously
That's what I was, yeah.
But I'm open to other things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Scale of 0 to 10. Where do you slide this one in?
You probably know where I'm going with this.
I think you discredit yourself when you do this.
Just I don't know.
Okay.
Because my scale is very subjective. So my scale, I gave it a 10 out of 10. And I just, in every essence, in every category, it got maximum points. Like, I would absolutely watch this.
See, but
I enjoyed the soundtrack, the character development, the plot, the enjoyment, how the length, I felt the length was appropriate because I was into this film.
But you acknowledge that the film has issues. So how could it be perfect?
Yeah, but it's like saying, yeah, I've got issues, but it's like a hangnail. It's not like stage 4 of a serious illness. Like, it's
Hangnails
just
suck.
Hangnails was too severe an example. I'm saying, sure, it has issues, but just they are just so minuscule, and I wouldn't even notice them. Only if a passerby on the street pointed them out to me.
Sure. Okay.
On Marshall's scale, it's a little bit more, I think, grounded.
Attaboy, Marshall.
Attaboy, Marsh. I gave it a 9, but borderline 10. Like, it's kind of in the middle, but somewhere between a 9 and a 10 on Marshall's scale.
There. I like that. I see 9 is something I can respect.
You can get behind.
Yeah.
What did you give this out of 10?
I give it a 7.8. Again, like
Okay.
I think artistically it's incredible. There's some, like, it's just stunning to look at.
For sure.
It's an all-around fun movie. All the performances in it are great performances.
Yes.
It's just, there's some things where I feel like the story itself or the execution of the story, and I haven't read the book, so I don't know how much of this is the film and how much of it is the novel.
Sure. It's kind of the same issue with when we're reviewing Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
Films based on books.
I just think that portion of it gets derailed.
Sure. Yep.
So, but still 7.8. That's
solid. That's
solid.
not bad. That's
If it were one of those, you know how like you go into Giant Tiger and there'll be films that used to be rented and now they're selling them as a DVD or they're selling them as a Blu-ray for like $2.99 or something.
Right.
I would buy this. I would buy a previously viewed Blu-ray for $2.99 to stick it on my shelf.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
What'd you watch this week?
I watched 2 films. One was your recommendation of the 2014 Need for Speed.
Not the drug.
No. The Need for Car Racing.
That's a dark film. That's a different.
Yeah.
I just need speed, man. Please.
Give it to me, boy. So the reason you suggested it to me was for a technical achievement in that all the sequences, everything I watched, nothing was CGI. So any car flipping, any car explosions, anything that I was actually seeing actually happened with just different cameras, GoPros, just different technical achievements.
Right.
So I watched that with that in mind, and I very much appreciated when I was watching different scenes. And I'm glad you mentioned this ahead of time. I'm glad you didn't try and like surprise me because I probably would have overlooked some things. And then if you had tried to surprise me, I'd be like, guess what? No CGI. I would be like, oh, crap, I overlooked some stuff. So the technical achievement, very interesting.
Doesn't it blow your mind? You're watching and it's like, what? Like,
oh, yeah.
Whoa. Like the one where the car flips over, does like the cockpit thing.
That's one. Because there was a couple scenes where I was like, really? Wow. Like that's...
Yeah.
From just a technicality perspective.
It's amazing.
Just very, Very amazing. But you said this, I said this. This film just isn't my type of film.
Oh, no.
You said it's not your type of film either.
No.
So just the film itself, it's just way too friggin' long. Just skips over any major life obstacle, like any event or someone going to jail. So I personally gave it a 1 out of 10 on my scale, on Marshall's scale. But I appreciated it for the reason you suggested it.
Yeah.
And
I think that's really the only, like, at best, it's a discounted Fast and Furious. Which you also haven't seen those, so you can't.
I haven't seen those, so I can't say yes or no, but I get what you're saying for sure. The only other film I watched this week is, the title is escaping me, so I have to, it's written down here, so let me just get it.
Oh, yeah. Good, memorable movie then. Changed your life. Made your top 10 for sure.
No. I'm just bad with film titles. So, the next film that I'm going to have you watch is called Personal Shopper. It has Kristen Stewart in it. It's a premise of some supernatural elements. Just someone has a family member who's passed away, and she's not sure if she's getting signs from this family member or not, and she just kind of is going on a journey of discovery.
What's it called?
And Personal Shopper.
Personal Shopper. All right.
It's probably, I don't have the year in front of me. It's probably within the last 5 years, maybe 2016.
Very good year, yes.
Very good year, yeah. So yeah, that was my film I watched this year. I'm not the biggest Kristen Stewart fan, but I don't hate her. And just I'm curious what your impression is on her as an actor, but just what your thoughts were on this film.
I'll tell you right now my thoughts on her. My thoughts on her are probably very unpopular. With the same crowd who don't like my thoughts on Robert Pattinson. Look, if your only viewing of Kristen Stewart is the Twilight films, then yeah, you don't have to. Then it is not going to be a very high opinion. But if you actually watch the films, some of the smaller indie films and stuff where she's actually been able to act since then, she is a phenomenal actress. She's a really good actress. Just like Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson is in some incredible films. Now, if all you know him as is the sparkly vampire, well, guess what? He doesn't like those movies. Robert Pattinson's not saying, "Oh yeah, it's the top of my career." No,
right.
Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are both incredible actors that were in a horrific series 10, 15 years ago. Sure.
I think your argument there, Robert Pattinson, I'm convinced, like, you're preaching to the choir. Kristen Stewart, I haven't even really seen the Twilight films. I've only seen her in films outside that. For me, the jury's, like, I'm not quite there. I'm not saying she's a bad actor, but I need some serious heavy convincing to tell me that she's good.
I've maybe got some recommendations coming up for you then.
Cool. But yeah, Robert Pattinson, I hear you all the time. So yeah, Check out this film. The where they went with it directionally, kind of like with you with Gatsby, where, you know, maybe you would have made a left turn, I would have made a right turn. I think that definitely applies for Personal Shopper. There's some elements that I would have explored that were different, but we can talk about that next week.
Fair.
What did you watch this week?
I watched 2 films. One was called Coherence.
Yes.
I really liked this movie. It is so up my alley.
I am happy to hear that.
And I don't want to talk about it very much because I would recommend everyone listening to this. If you're into stuff that is a little more dark and eerie and suspenseful, then Coherence is the film for you. And it's a movie that when you start talking about it, you very quickly spoil it. And so I'm not going to talk about it, except that I really liked it. I gave it an 8.5 out of. I'm having a stroke apparently. 8.5 out of 10.
That's a very solid ranking.
It was so yeah, this is like I want this on my. See, I keep saying on my shelf. I don't buy Blu-rays anymore. I love Blu-rays. I prefer Blu-rays. I love having them on my shelf. But let's face it, most of our film libraries now are becoming digital libraries.
Yes.
So, but either way,
sadly.
I want this film at the tip of my fingertips. I want it something that I can pull out at a friend's house when they're like, what are we going to watch? And I'd be like, well,
what are we going to watch?
I got something for us. Yeah, I really
The
like
one thing I will say, and I'm not going to delve, I'm not giving away any secrets. It's just one thing. I like the concept of having the premise based on just a principle or a theory of actual accepted science. Like, this is just something that is in textbooks, and let's use that one fundamental thing as kind of a starting point, and then kind of branch off from there.
I would say,
I find that fascinating.
I would say 100%. They didn't try to make it. A lot of films will try to make their story too complex.
Mm-hmm.
And Coherence says, okay, let's take this one simple idea and unpack that. Let's explore. Let's start with one simple seed, and then
let's not spread ourselves too thin.
Yeah, let's not add too many elements. Let's not,
We don't need the side plot of the broom sweeper number 4 not getting into university at Yale,
which is such strong filmmaking because it's confident filmmaking. Right? Because instead of going, do we, we really should add an element to this because maybe what we have isn't good enough. And no. This was confident in what it was and what it was trying to do.
That's a really good point. That's fair.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I would mirror your recommendation to the audience. Check it out. It's very cool.
Good. The other thing I watched is coincidentally a Kate Winslet film.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kristen Stewart, but Kate Winslet is just as cool.
Kate Winslet. I watched a movie called The Dressmaker.
Never heard of it, but I am intrigued.
It's good. It's a drama thriller.
Wow.
Kind of more of a serious. It's a film I'm predicting you will score 7.5 or higher.
Okay.
Because it's to me, I watched it and I was like, oh, this is a Peter movie.
I didn't realize Leonardo DiCaprio was in it.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just kidding. That's really cool. Sorry, The Dressmaker?
The Dressmaker. But a bunch of people are, like Hugo Weaving's in it.
Oh. What era are we talking about?
Like, when did it come out? 2015?
Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, pretty recent. But not set in 2015. Like, it's a period film.
Ooh. Oh boy. I am
hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I'm recommending. Watch it.
That's cool. I've actually got 2 things that I kind of want to bring up here.
Bring them up. And I'll send them back down.
The one is really quickly. One last thing I wanted to add to Gatsby because we talked about with La La Land. Boy. No, I got to bring this up. The one thing with La La Land we talked about is that some of us didn't like an unhappy ending. And I straight up, I think I would have been fine if that film went away from the book. I would have been fine with either if Daisy came through and wasn't kind of a jerk, or if Nick and Jay just said, screw this crap, let's go to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and just start a farm.
Right.
I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
The other thing,
a roadside stand selling strawberry jam.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Or if Jay and Nick started a podcast.
Right.
And they were like, what the heck's the internet? The other thing is far more important, but it has to be said. It's about someone just as mysterious, 2 people, and it's about one that is just as mysterious as Jay Gatsby. And his name is Nathan Grunman.
He is. He's very mysterious.
He is very mysterious in a good way. Not in hey, he's on the side of a milk carton, don't let him in your house kind of way.
They never do. The milk carton was missing children, not pedophiles.
I didn't mean it like that.
It wasn't like the side of the milk carton is like,
Nate,
this man is the reason the children are missing. No, it was like, we haven't seen little Timmy. This is his face.
And for the record, Nate, that is not what I'm saying you were. I'm saying you're mysterious for not those reasons.
Oh, okay.
So like Jay Gatsby, like someone lives next door to you and they're like, who is this guy? He probably is a bootleg gangster, but he's pretty dope. Let's get to know him.
Nate lives next door to you?
No, like I'm saying metaphorically.
Oh, okay.
There's someone that lives next door to him.
Because he lives like in a different country.
Yeah, and someone who probably looks like Tobey Maguire and like looks at Nate and be like, hey, he's reaching for a green light.
Right.
Who is he? The other person, I wouldn't say she's mysterious. That's just not her persona. But is equally as cool. Friend of the show, Daphne Kirkpatrick.
If she's not mysterious, then what is she? What would you give her?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that gives her justice.
We will find a descriptive word for her by next week.
Yeah. No, let's try and find one now. Like I would say the talented Daphne Kirkpatrick.
Stupendous?
Just because, yeah, she has a few hands in a few different things, but she's kind of a good connoisseur of just the finer cooking things in life. Like some of her posts online, I'm like, I would totally eat what you're cooking.
I was trying to think back to the good words that Charlotte wove into the web for Wilbur that Templeton brought for her. And the only one I could think of is some pig, and that didn't seem right. So
that is not Daphne.
No, that's
all.
the wrong. So that was a fruitless endeavor.
Yeah. My point is Daphne is marvelous and spectacular because she, like, every time she posts something online.
There you go. It's marvelous.
Marvelous. The marvelous Daphne. Because in this COVID world where my only interaction is online because I still haven't met her, it's just I'm impressed. She's always like, hey, I just made something from scratch, and I'm just like, wow, that's cool. I just made a Pop-Tart with my life. Cool beans.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in I'm gonna buy Pop-Tarts tomorrow.
Do it, dude.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in But there's stupid now. It's like,
you're silly.
You're gonna get a Pop-Tart. Well, would you like a s'more Pop-Tart or
two things?
Buttercream pie Pop-Tart or a
two things?
Chicken and rhubarb Pop-Tart.
One, don't get your hopes up. So don't build it up too much because it is what it is. It's good, but it's not amazing. The other, just follow your heart. Stick with the tried and true. Don't go with the creme brulee Pop-Tart or the gravy and poutine Pop-Tart.
No,
I don't even like the strawberry.
I don't even like the one that's got the white top I just like the pink top one, whatever that is.
Do it.
It's raspberry.
Just do it.
And you eat it without you just open the package and eat it. You don't put it in the toaster. Just open the package and eat the damn Pop-Tart.
Yep. But yeah, so that about wraps it up, folks. Check out our links below. Follow, subscribe on all our various social media platforms. Check out our Patreon page. And if you're wondering how you can get cool shout-outs like Daphne and Nate just got,
you can't, so don't even try.
You could try. It is one of our listed tiers, listed benefits on Patreon, so you can see
it's $5
what level you'd have to be
$5 a month or more.
2 or 3. So, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Daphne.
Or $7.
And thank you, Jay Gatsby and Kirsten Stewart.
Yeah, Kristen, not Christian.
And most of all, James Marsden. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I am going to go watch Manoa.